Meet you.
Nice to meet you. I love that things, the pink one.
Yeah, a little cha-cha mask for next to me. It's nice, right?
Really nice. You can do the interview with that.
Yeah, I thought about it. It'd probably be better if I did.
Really loved the season 2. I already love season 1. Season 2, it's even better. I just wanted to know what fans should expect from this new season, because it's like setting in a different time. And I'm the first one that wants to know if you already are working on season 3.
Well, I'll add to that question first. If Netflix wants to go with the season 3, I really have a good idea of what I want to do. I know I have a good plan, and I know what the season 3 would be. We'll keep our fingers crossed that they'll want another season. I think for season 2, the fans can expect that, we're going to dive deeper into the emotional relationships between this dysfunctional family of superheroes. We have more action. We have more fun. Plus, we deal with some very emotional issues and some issues of the day in the 60s that are, very salient and challenging for our group. And I just think it's they'll have a lot more fun, and it's a great new setting to be in the 60s.
And one of the things that I love most is that you start to laugh in a scene, and the scene after you start to cry because it's really moved, and you say how come it could happen that. So it's very hard to balance this aspect as well, I think, right?
Yeah, it's very hard because we are a bit of a fantasy show, and then we're dealing with these very real issues. So the goal is to sort of not shy away from the issues. At the same time, we're telling this really sweet story about a family. They're lost in time. They're struggling to get together and save the world. So finding that balance is often a challenge, but, I think we achieved it because of what you said. I think you can laugh, you can cry. It's silly at times and very emotionally grounded at times. And that's what makes the show fun, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think, that's what's so great about going back for the season 2 of this show is that I think we all got a nice grasp of who these characters are by the end of the first season and their relationship to each other. So there was I suppose a new comfort level of us working with each other. We understood what our relationships were and what worked, what doesn't work. And I think we all relaxed a lot more. We all kind of really fell into it really nicely in the second season, and it allowed us to just really enjoy scenes to another level. So that, along with great writing for season 2 by Steve Blackman and his team, I think we were very fortunate. So it's so nice to go to work, knowing that you're just going to have fun and you don't have to. You can take the pressure off. You can just enjoy yourself.
I think the first season was really about us understanding and finding the family dynamic between the 7 of us, and then this season, I think, it just that felt so second nature when we were all together. And so we actually, just really got to kind of dig into the show in a new way. And also, all of us are separately dealing with our own, for the first 5 episodes, we're all kind of in our own movies. And then we kind of come together in the middle of the season. So, we've introduced, so many new characters like Raymond Chestnut and Sissy and Lila. And so, I think, the family dynamic was already so established and strong that we opened up the circle a little bit to kind of let these new personalities come in, which was just, added so much more, spice and excitement to the already existing core group.
In this new season, we find 5 that it's even more maniac, and Diego that looks like Antonio Banderas with long hair. So, and they still continue to fight in the most inappropriate moments. But beside that, how much your characters have changed from season 1 in season 2?
More responsibility. That's kind of that's what I felt, at least, because there was this whole storyline that kind of delved into stopping the assassination of JFK, and so I felt like there was much more to study rather than just child trauma. That there was something much more interesting about a certain era, and to see why JFK was so important and what it meant to Diego. And so that was fun to be able to dive into the history books for that.
What a great way of summing it up. I mean, the stakes and just, it's a lot more responsibility, as you said, for all of us. I mean, we're now in the 60s. Everything we do can cause massive changes to the timeline and just, possibly kill everyone in existence. This is how dangerous things get when you're dealing with time. As for 5, I would say the biggest change from season 1 is that in season 1, he was a lot more reserved and sort of tamed down. And in season 2, you see this insanity and chaos that he was very much hiding from everyone. It was always sort of bubbling up underneath the surface, and he could tame it down and control it. But as things get more stressful, and like I said, the stakes get higher, you see that sort of overtake 5. And the climax of that is him going and killing the commission, and you see this just crazy side of him and what he was like during those years as an assassin really come out for the first time for viewers. And so in order to make sure I did justice to that, because the way the scene's written in your mind, you can imagine it perfectly, and it's just beautifully chaotic. Yeah. In order to do that justice, I looked at Jack Nicholson in The Shining. I listened to MCR's The Black Parade on the drive over. As much energy as I could bring to that particular scene, I was going to throw everything I had at it.
Robert, I have a question for you. Your character shows really well the side effect of popularity. So have you ever felt in his shoes, like with fans?
There's that Comic-Cons, Justin, isn't there? Because of the vastness of the distribution of Netflix, the show has made me probably a lot more famous than I was before. And, Ireland, there was a fairly palpable difference in the way folks treat you, only for the good, but with, like all parcels in the universe, they're mixed. There's a bit of good, bit of bad, bit of duality, and I suppose the good end of it is that people offer you love and respect and trust as soon as you meet them. They want you to kiss their baby. But I suppose the bad end of that sometimes can be that you feel a little bit objectified, and unintentionally dehumanized.
Not treated like a human being, like
just otherness, treated a little bit other,
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that may be. I suppose it's something other. Therefore, dehumanized is probably a too extreme a word to use, but I suppose it's back to that adage of if you want to cast someone out, either condemn them or exalt them,
Mm-hmm.
And I can guarantee that not that externally we could say that by any means they're in the same boat, and there's obviously a great deal of privilege in the difference, but I think the people on the street who are homeless on the street have felt the same feelings of isolation and separation to someone who's the president of the United States of America, because those feelings make no bones about privilege. It's a different distinction, and because I had to work at accepting my new position around some people, not all. I mean, but that just becomes a little bit more common.
We immediately think about Kennedy or Twist or something like that. When we say our time, what is the definition for you? What is the first thing that comes in your mind when we say 2020, for example?
Coronavirus as well. Global pandemic, world ending.
Umbrella Academy season 2.
Umbrella Academy season 2. The Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah. And that was what I was going to say earlier, that talking about having to fight, that society ultimately gets changed for the better through insistence and fight in whatever form that might take. And I think it's particularly poignant and of great credit to Steve Blackman that our show is to some degree reflecting that ongoing fight in 2020,